passion.
1990.
Final 10 seconds. Jamal Walker inbounding it to Gladden. Back to Jamal. He'll take it from the side. He hit it! Unbelievable!
1996.
Takes the inbounds. Working on Burton. Brown. Dribble penetration. Pulls up. Xavier wins the game!
1999.
Here's Price. Big shot. Missed it! Kept the line!
Oh, he got the rebound!
He put it up! He didn't need it! It's Cincinnati!
It's over!
It's been knocked off by Xavier!
It's upset city, baby!
The shoe in Cincinnati is packed. Over 13,000 on hand tonight for this Crosstown Shootout. It's the Bearcats of Cincinnati and the Musketeers of Xavier. And this isn't just a game, it's a happening. At the Convention Center this afternoon, over 1,100 people out at Nippert Stadium. Those aren't snow angels they were drawing, and there's no angels at the game tonight. Xavier has had reason to boast. They've won 3 of the last 4, but now the Bearcats on their home court, where they have lost only 5 times in the last 6 years, take the floor in front of a sellout crowd. I've even lost my partner. Hopefully I'll get him back in time for the tip when we come back. Oh, and the kiss.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA. Brought to you by Philips, technology that's making life a little better all the time.
A statue of the greatest player to ever play for the Bearcats, and he's here in person. The big O, Oscar Robertson, getting set to watch Xavier and Cincinnati do battle for the 68th time. And Cincinnati leads the series, but Xavier has won 3 of the last 4, and they like those bragging rights. We welcome you to Shoemaker Center, everybody. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale. Partner, you and I travel the globe. We do a lot of rivalry games. We don't do one, though, that's like 2 miles down the road like this one.
That's what makes it so special within the city. There is such an intense rivalry. All the alumni are strutting their stuff. You go around the city right now, banners flying all over. When you look at this matchup here, remember this, Cincinnati in the last 4 years twice was #1 in the nation,
right,
and they fell to Xavier, and they said it really hurt to walk around the city knowing you're #1, but you're not #1 in your city.
Sometimes it's #1 in the nation, #2 in the city. That's what they were saying last year. And 2 coaches who are so intense, Bob Huggins and Skip Prosser. They spent the day together at the Convention Center prior to this game. I talked to both of them before the game, say, what do you think? They say, ask me at 11:30, and I'll let you know. Let's check the FedEx starting lineups. First for Skip and his troops. Fry, Sato, West, McAfee, and Lloyd Price getting the start. And you look at their hometowns, none of these guys are from Ohio. And on the other side for the Bearcats of Cincinnati, they don't have as much experience in this series because they've got some young guys and some junior college transfers. But it's Satterfield, McElroy, Little, Davis, and Stokes. And you look there, and there's still nobody from Ohio in the starting lineup. They come from all over, and they come into a program that went 29-4 last year. And the last meeting belonged to Xavier. An upset, 66-64 was the final. And Kevin Fry, who really is the emotional leader of the Xavier team, had half the points in the last 3.5 minutes to help to that victory. This place has been rocking for about an hour and a half.
The change complexion-wise when you take a look at Cincinnati. They are usually a dominant inside team when they have Kenyon Martin and Peter Michael. They have become perimeter-oriented. The bottom line is Satterfield's going to have to handle the basketball exceptionally well against the trapping defenses of Xavier.
Just in the warm-ups, you were out there with the Musketeer kids. I've never seen a more intense layup line. I mean, they are fired up.
Oh, they are really fired up. Emotionally, it's a special moment for them. They've been struggling on the road. In their last 22 games, they've lost 16 on the road. So this is a big game for them, not only because it's Cincinnati. They want to get a game away from home. Lost their last outing to Princeton, to John Thompson III. Beat them in a real controlled tempo game.
Larry Lembo, Tim Higgins, and Jim Burr are officials. Jim's got it in hand, and we're underway for the 68th time, and immediately out of bounds. And It'll be Cincinnati basketball.
We got marquee officials on it. We got three zebras with big-time television experience. They got more TV experience than Jay Leno. I mean, are you kidding me? Lembo and Barr and Higgins. Get ready for a big one, partner. You're going to see a lot of emotion here tonight.
Nice dump pass inside. And it'll be a turnover on Cincinnati as they walk with it.
That's one of their problems. They can't get any production right now on the interior. Bobby Huggins was telling me before the game, he said, we have to find a way to get some points inside out of Little. Man-to-man defense.
McAfee in the paint, in trouble. And that's a jump ball. Nice defense by Satterfield.
He's got to get going, McAfee. He's averaging only 7 points a game. Last year was averaging 15 a game. Played really well against Cincinnati. We're going to watch him tack the basket. There's Cincinnati with a good defensive play right there by Satterfield.
A lot of Xavier folks, as you said, think that as he goes early might tell the story of this game because he's been shooting terribly. There's the guy that, though, is their leader, and that's Fry.
They want him to score around the basket a lot more. They think he's drifting too much to the perimeter, playing on a perimeter.
And already a little shoving going on in the backcourt. And I don't know if Larry Lembo saw that, but Jim Burr did. Tim Higgins did too, and he's going to stop it right now. McAfee and Satterfield with a little forearm shiver.
Timmy Higgins said, we're not going to have that here tonight. I'll tell you that right now, guys.
There's one. There's two.
You want to stay on the floor, we're not going to have it.
McAfee's going to come out right now. And Chalmers goes in. They wanted Chalmers to see what was going on a little bit. I don't know that Skip thought he was going to bring him in this early, but with the case going the way it was, he steps into the lineup.
Chalmers is a super quick kid, but he's got to start making shots from the perimeter.
Everybody trying to settle in a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's really so on edge. You can feel it out here.
Yeah,
I feel it sitting here. You watched it in the warm-ups. The crowd, everybody's in a frenzy.
Stokes looks back at Coach Huggins. He almost had it swiped.
He had a big game in his last game against Oakland when they blew out Oakland. To give him some confidence.
Baseline jumper, wide open. Little keeps it alive. Goes right back up and missed a slam. And Cincinnati comes out of there with it. Stokes has it. Satterfield, deep ball. Got it.
I really like him, Brad. He's one of the premier point guards in America. You talk Jason Williams, Jason Gardner, and then he goes right into that next level.
His three-pointer gives the Bearcats a 1-point lead. Fry works inside. Great move on the baseline. Little got a piece of it and comes out with a loose ball.
Well, that's what Little does well. He can block shots.
You talked about it being a perimeter game for Cincinnati now, Dick, and they show it right here.
Well, here's Kenny Satterfield from out of New York City. Played at Rice High School. He's one of the outstanding guards from out of the city and have had so many great point guards. Kenny Anderson, Kenny Smith, when he played at North Carolina. Certainly Stephon Marbury. You think about Pearl Washington. Now Omar Cook down at St. John's. Look at him averaging 18 points a game. He's doing a lot more scoring because he's not getting enough help on the inside.
Over 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Those are sensational numbers.
They lost once, got blown out by Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame after that game really has struggled. Man-to-man defense, both clubs getting after it.
McElroy goes down to the baseline. Stokes working around the perimeter. Wide open Satterfield again. I think he had a hard time, kind of palmed that ball and didn't let go of it very well, but Xavier turns it right back over.
Yeah, didn't have really good control of the basketball. They're really looking to stroke that outside shot. A key player in this game is going to be Logan. Logan off the bench. He can really make shots. Struggled a little bit earlier this year. Came up big in their game when they came from behind to beat Dayton.
There's a good look at Steve Logan, 6-foot junior.
He missed the last game. Food poisoning.
Here's an open jumper again. Way off the mark as Stokes missed everything.
I'll tell you, that's the big problem this year, shooting the basketball. Last year, they got 2 guys in the NBA, 3 guys in the NBA. DeMar Johnson, Peter Michaels on the injured list for the Knicks. And certainly, yeah, Martin will be the Rookie of the Year in the NBA this year. Stayed 4 years in college and learned how to play.
Here's Fry, squares up. Missed the jumper. West trying to keep it alive. Ball loose. It'll be out of bounds, Xavier.
They got to get West some touches on the inside. He's really an improved player. Was underrated coming out of high school and really had done a solid job his diaper dandy year last year.
A 10 all-rookie team last year. And putting up the same kind of numbers, even a little better. Here's Sato's first shot.
Shooting's really been horrible right now. It's been Brick City, USA. Oh, he gets one to fall down.
Mo got one to drop.
They're from out of Saginaw, same city that produced Jason Richardson now at Michigan State.
Here's Satterfield. Wide open look this time, and he buries it.
I'll tell you, he doesn't shoot it the normal way, but he's got a nice lick and stroke in terms of the rotation. Satterfield on fire.
6-4 early.
The Super South.
Getting Satterfield 6. And Muskie's 4. Drive. Tough catch down low. Even tougher going to the hole. He's fouled by Little.
You got the ball on the interior. Good things happen. You go inside, outside. Bring the ball to the post area. Bobby Huggins, a great teacher on a defensive end. Look at us right here. Look at him. He wants the ball. He says, please get it to me. Please get it to me. He says, give me the rock. Give me the rock. I'm from New York City, man. He said, I can shoot the rock, baby.
That one barely moved the net.
Yes, sir. I like his look, too. I like his do.
That's something you should have.
Yeah. I like the Kenny do.
Fry with 3.
He had a big game, as you said earlier, down the stretch. I did that game, and he really was sensational in the last 3 minutes. Came up with 6 big points.
He was the guy in the front of the newspaper the next morning with that look of elation on his face after the upset win.
Oh, he's BMOC. He was big man on campus down at Xavier. They got a beautiful new arena.
Yes, they do.
Cintas Center, everybody says it's absolutely gorgeous.
Tied at 6. First 3.5 minutes of the Crosstown Shootout. Satterfield trying to create and lost the handle, but the loose ball picked up by the Bearcats.
Satterfield obviously is the heart and soul of this offense.
And he did get the roll on the 3.
I'll tell you, what a way to start for Satterfield. He can penetrate as well, Brad. He's got ability to take it to the basket.
Satterfield 9, Xavier 6. Going for the tie. Missed the shot. Little will clear off.
Nothing like making those threes, baby. They change the game quickly.
And a foul.
Satterfield said, hey, I can shoot the jumper, but I can also take it to the rack. I'm from New York City. He was a great player at Rice High School. New York City produces so many outstanding point guards.
He's even getting the bounces. Shooters roll. His team in front 9-6. 3. Larry Lembo's coming over right now. And Larry's explaining to us after the foul underneath. A couple of shoves, West and Little. Little is the guy that got called for the technical as Tim Higgins tees him up right there, and he looks back as if to say, what, me?
That's a direct technical. Remember now in college basketball, you don't get possession of the basketball after the 2 shots. Basically, there are indirect technicals and direct technicals. An indirect technical is an administrative technical.
See, Little's trying to explain it right now on the bench.
He said, Coach, I really didn't do anything. They came over and started with me, and I just try to push guys out of the way. I think the officials are doing a good job and that they're setting a message.
You're exactly
loud
right.
and clear. We are not going to tolerate any nonsense. Play basketball.
Well, in the first 50 seconds, we had the chippiness down to the backcourt between the 2 guards, and they don't want it to escalate. You're exactly right, and that's what they're doing. And Jim Burr's explaining that to Coach Huggins, and he's not buying it.
Not Coach Huggins. He would never get a technical.
No, never.
I mean, he learned from his dad, was an outstanding coach in high school. His dad won 4 state championships at Indian Valley South High School down there near Canton, Ohio.
So Fry hits both free throws after this little shoving altercation inside.
Little side didn't really do anything. But he got caught. He got caught.
He was the second guy. Could have just as easily been called on West. So that gives the lead, cuts the lead rather to 1. Wow. They're going to call it tight now.
They're really going to, point of emphasis said this year, we're not going to allow contact, and they're going to really jump on them immediately.
It'll be interesting now to see how these 2 teams adjust. They're used to banging each other when they play, whether it be the pickup games in the offseason or this game every year. It's so intense, and now they're going to have to back off a little bit. West had it stripped from behind by Satterfield.
Great job defensively, double up down on the post.
Bearcats looking to run Logan in the lineup now. Satterfield around a pick.
That's part of their defensive strategy, to go down inside and take the ball and really attack West.
Satterfield's had all the scoring so far for Cincinnati. Here he is again. Got another one.
I'll tell you, they're becoming one-dimensional, though. Pretty tough to win a basketball game where one guy's going to be your prolific scorer and everybody else is going to be the Kodak man standing around and take some pictures. They say, we want your picture, Kenny.
Kenny's got 11 in the first 5 minutes. West, nice turn on the baseline.
He's a real good inside post player, Brad. I'll tell you, for a kid that didn't come in with a big-time reputation, he's earned his playing time.
They got B.J. Grove in there now instead of Little. Wide open on the fly.
Oh, can Stokes fly, baby, flying through the sky. A high riser, and the Bearcat fans love that beautiful drive.
Beautiful dish by Logan. 3-point lead. Air ball again on a 3. Satterfield again off the backside.
I think Logan's going to come up big for them tonight.
Satterfield the dish to Davis.
I'll tell you, he can handle the rock, baby. Davis gets the deuce, but that was no penetration. The 3D man, Penny Satterfield. He's putting on a show tonight. The Satterfield show.
15-10 Cincinnati. Fly for 3. Got it.
That's a big-time 3 right there. Got to get somebody to him.
Fry's got 9.
Jamal Davis started his career off at Purdue University.
Bob Huggins all over Davis, who didn't get out on Fry, and he's trying to explain that. 6 minutes into the ball game. And it's Cincinnati leading by 2.
Hey, remember this. And the Stokes to the basket. He's had to listen to Gene Katie and Bob Huggins.
Cincinnati by 2. 14:04 to go in the first half. Nice job defensively by Cincinnati too, Dick, especially in that low post.
Yeah, one of their philosophies is really attack the post and then double on a post. We're going to see right here as we watch them play, as they're going to try to 2-man game on the inside. We're going to see ball. Freeze it. See right here. Now look at Satterfield. He's going to attack the post. Now as soon as he comes in, he should kick it back out. But right now he's going to put it to the floor. Now he negates his great size. At 6'9", he becomes 5'8", and then Satterfield just strips him of the basketball.
Satterfield, as you said, putting on a show. He's got 11 points. That defensive gem, a nice assist right before the timeout. And now Logan playing the point. Davis misses. And Butler clears it off.
To win really big, though, you have to have balance inside and outside. You can't become just guard-oriented.
And another air ball on a 3. Xavier shooting horribly. Satterfield, great crossover dribble to the baseline, and he's fouled. Reminder, coming up on Saturday, we got a rematch for you, Arizona and Illinois. They last met in the Maui Invitational Championship game. Arizona survived a big Illinois comeback to win by 3. Now Arizona coming off the loss to UConn, and Illinois overcoming a 21-point deficit to beat Seton Hall. That's our matchup on Saturday. Dick and I will be at United Center.
Yeah, I can't wait to get down here, Brad. Those are 2 of the heavyweights of college basketball.
We can't wait to get there just so we can get there.
Yeah, exactly.
With all the snow and everything.
And that's the first time you're going to see Arizona full force with their coach and all their players.
Right. Luke's going to be back.
Wish the best to his bride, Bobby. He's courageously battling ovarian cancer. Spoke to Luke today on the phone, and he's really disappointed right now with their defensive effort. He doesn't feel they're really playing defense to their potential.
Cincinnati turns it right back over to the Musketeers. So another chance to tie or lead. This is for the lead. And Fry misses a 3. Here comes Cincinnati running again.
They really like to see Fry go inside a little more.
Logan pull-up jumper rimmed out a 3, and Butler will clear it off.
Cincinnati's going to go this year offensively the way Logan and the way Satterfield go. If those 2 guys have a frigid night shooting, they could be in for a long, long night.
They're having a tough time from 3-point range coming into this one, and Xavier's having a tough time from 3-point range in this one. This is just up and down the court and pull-up jumpers right now. Fry with a block shot.
Yeah, he really is a good defensive player on the inside.
Here comes Cincinnati.
Stokes up in the way. Good anticipation. He's Mr. Basketball in New York State. Come out of Buffalo.
Turnovers leading to points. In that case, an easy one. 4-point Cincinnati lead.
And that's been a history of Cincinnati basketball under Bob Huggins. Utilize their defense, their quickness, their athletic ability.
Try to score off other people's mistakes.
They were really good last year. Had that tough luck losing Kenyon Martin.
7 on the shot clock. Fry looks up at the clock on the other end. Now he knows he's going to do something. Long ball. He hit the back of the rim, but it wasn't a good shot selection.
Quality shots get you into the winner's circle. They're not getting good shots in their offensive scheme.
And Skip Ross wants a timeout.
Skip Ross, a lot of expectations this year. Many people projected them to win the Atlantic 10 Conference this year.
And it's Stokes, the sophomore.
There he goes, Brad. Up and away. A little jam.
Coming up on Tuesday, special night on ESPN. 2 great games. First at 7, it's Tennessee and Virginia. Then in the nightcap, Seton Hall and Michigan State. 2 great games, 1 great cause. All to fight cancer. In between games, we'll rebroadcast Jimmy V's mesmerizing speech from the ESPYs back in '93. If you haven't seen that, it's a must-watch. And, of course, it doesn't seem like it's 7 years ago we lost our friend, but with that comes his tournament, and it's something we look forward to every year.
Oh, every year. It touches you immensely when you see Jimmy V giving that speech. Remember this, anybody wants to help in our battle against cancer, just call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V and make a donation, because we must end that disease that really hurts so many people that we love.
Top of the 2 great basketball games, and we'll be there for that on Tuesday night. I look forward to it.
4 teams in the top 12 in America.
Not bad.
People better go out and buy tickets for that baby. That's going to be unbelievable at the middle.
Jones missed a 3.
Xavier in their 5 wins shot close to 50%. Their 2 losses, 30%.
Beautiful feed inside to West from McAfee.
Yeah, that's good 2-man basketball. Go inside to your big horse, a guy that can really score on a box.
Antoine Jones, another runner. This one drops through him.
Antoine Jones coming off a foot injury on a fractured foot that happened in May. He's just coming back, really. Junior college player, really had a great reputation, very explosive.
On a low block and offensively.
Take a look at David West on the inside. He's wide open. He's wide open. He said, give me the rock. They got an M&M or a mismatch. He gets his touch and scores.
I don't know if that's an M&M or an N&M or a no match.
No
match. Nobody there.
Nobody there, right? Wide open.
There's some backcourt pressure. And Satterfield's not going to have any trouble with that against McAfee.
We're going to see a lot of pressure tonight. McAfee's got superb quickness, and so does Chalmers.
Logan through a triple team. Ran into West. Satterfield comes 3, and his jumper's off the mark. Butler clears it. Xavier looking to run a little bit. Price is going to slow and wait for some help.
Price has had an ankle injury. He's a key player for them. Very athletic.
And wipe it off. Offensive foul on Sato.
Yes, Sato, the diaper dandy, Mr. Basketball in Ohio. Only 2 years in the country. We're going to watch it right here, Romaine. Nice head fake, good triple threat position, good legs, good bounce. He had 17 and 16 in 1 game against Sanford. Really played well. They expect big things out of Sato.
Almost the midway point of the first half. 4-point Cincinnati lead.
And they have been guard dominated, you can tell that.
Got 2 or 3 guys on Satterfield so far. Have slowed him down momentarily anyway. Crawford, nice dish on the baseline.
Nice play by Crawford, good penetration to get the score on the inside.
And Satterfield picks up a cheap foul. Picks up his first.
DJ Grove gives him the little deuce on the inside. Nobody rotated down on him.
It's a 6-point lead right now. At home for Cincinnati. That's their biggest advantage of the night, 21-15. Dick Vitale and Brad Nessler. 68th meeting of these 2 cross-city rivals.
Cincinnati has dominated Conference USA. But you watch Charlotte this year. They got a date with Indiana this weekend. Indiana's in for an unbelievable battle against Charlotte.
Cincinnati went 16-0 last year in conference play, 29-4 overall.
And had that heartbreaking loss, losing Kenyon Martin when he broke his leg, the lower leg, against St. Louis in the first round of their tournament.
They went on to lose to Tulsa in the South Regional.
Yeah, Tulsa should have never been a number 7 seed. I mean, I couldn't believe that with their record. Sensational year they had coming in that game with 4 losses.
Long 3-pointer. Rims out. McAfee up there. High for the rebound for the little guy. Price slices between 2 defenders and draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Jamal Davis.
He's got athletic ability. He's really quick with the basketball.
Kenyon Martin's locker still in the Cincinnati locker room, and that's a special place. And Oscar Robertson and Kenyon Martin, part of the jerseys that are retired.
We had Robertson and Jack Twyman. What a duo they were for the Royals when they played.
You mentioned the 3 guys that went on to the pros, and they're their numbers that they took with them.
Yeah, I couldn't believe DeMar Johnson went. I thought he needed college in terms of learning how to play. And he's playing now for Atlanta with the Hawks.
Trust me, he needed another year.
Yeah, he really did. To learn how to play the game of basketball. Michael was a warrior, was a tough, competitive guy. Xavier needs a big year out of Price. He's had an ankle injury. He's missed a lot of time.
He missed both free throws as well.
Yes, sir. He's an experienced player. They got 4 Musketeers that started last year.
They've got the most experience in this series, as we said, coming in. Cincinnati's a team who some of the players don't know what this is all about. They'll know by the time the night's over. Logan pulls off the backside rebound. Davis. Ooh, there's some bricks flying.
I'll tell you, building some new field houses tonight, baby.
There we got one off the glass, and it's Stokes who had slammed his first 2.
He looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence now, Stokes.
Timeout. Xavier.
That's a good timeout. Good timeout by Skip Prosser.
8-point lead now. Cincinnati stretched it out to 23-15.
And these Bearcat beauties love it. I'll tell you, there's the little jumper. It's a brick, baby, but here comes Mr. Stokes. Look at him hustling on the floor. Actually, Stokes comes up with the deuce.
Crawford with the scramble on the floor.
Yeah,
He's the guy that kept it alive.
Crawford scrambling and clawing like he did, hustling. That's a hustle deuce, baby. That's a hustle deuce.
All the early points, though, come from Kenny Satterfield, who started off hot, stayed that way for about 5 minutes as he hit 3 out of 4 threes, even getting 1 on a roll. He has 11 points.
When you got a point guard that can score as well as pass the basketball, you're in great shape. That's why Jason Williams is such a dominator, and the kid we'll see 2 good point guards Saturday. Frankie Williams and Jason Gardner going head-to-head. And at Seton Hall game, Frankie Williams took charge late in the game.
I don't know if I've seen a guy more improved from 1 year to the next.
Yeah, he can just break a defensive player down when you talk Frankie Williams.
Cincinnati picking up their defensive pressure. You can tell that was made clear to him by Coach Huggins during the timeout.
That's playing for bragging rights, baby.
And the foul's going to be on Stokes.
And the Bearcats have been embarrassed, losing 3 in the last 4 years. Twice when being #1 in the nation against Xavier. Talked about this rivalry today on the show with Dan Patrick, and I go, Dibble, I said, you and Patrick, both Cincinnati guys. Dibble pitched here. Patrick was born here, lived here. I said, get on a plane and join us. Get the Disney plane. They're at a party tonight. They're at the Christmas party.
Yep.
They said they're going to toast us. We never go to the party. We're always working.
We didn't even get invited this year, did we? I didn't.
You didn't get invited?
No, I didn't get invited.
I don't think I did either. Well, we're working.
They're going to use the excuse they checked our schedule and knew we couldn't come anyway. Here's the outside jumper, still not falling for anybody on Xavier's team. Trying to scrap for the loose ball rebound, and the possession arrow is going to give it back to Cincinnati.
That's been a problem for Xavier in their losses, shooting the basketball against Wisconsin and also against Princeton.
That's twice Crawford's gone to the floor, once to come up with an assist and once to come up with a possession arrow on a held ball.
And that'll get you playing time, because that's what Bobby Huggins is all about. As you look at the threes now, 1 for 9. That is not going to get it done, baby. That's Brick City, USA. Sato's a good athlete. You can see his athletic ability, his quickness.
Logan, a 3, got it.
He can shoot it. Now, he and Satterfield together are a lethal combination when they're making threes. And they were effective big time against Dayton.
This is a pretty dangerous time right now for the Muskies. They're down 11, and it might get worse. Satterfield and Fry get tangled up. Satterfield with a steal and Fry with a foul.
Should have almost been an intentional foul.
Frustrated Xavier team right now, you can tell.
Yeah, they really are frustrated. There's no doubt about it. The defense is creating havoc. You got to salute the defensive effort right now of Cincinnati. We're going to take a look right here now. Fry going for the look. He hugs him. He hugs him. I mean, that's an absolute tackle. Get ready to play. I mean, are you kidding me? He's ready to play some football. Talk about football. They're in a bowl game. Their coach came and gave us a shirt today.
Rick Minter, his team in the Motor City Bowl. They'll be taking on Marshall. He's got a good team. They were 7-4 this year. They're a pretty good club.
I know we're all excited. John Weilhack, our flying vice president, put together a deal for Conference USA for football during the week and also basketball.
Satterfield knocks down the free throw. Deontay Kenner is their quarterback for the Bearcats. He's a good player. And a couple good running backs. DeMarco McCluskey and Ray Jackson.
Not just the union, 3 more dates. I'll have 3 more football games for you during the week.
No, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I'm busy with you. So it's a 12-point lead now.
You see, they're out of sync offensively, and that's because of that defense. They can't make a smooth delivery. Defense is being challenged. Pressure on the basketball.
There's a good empty pass to West, and that double team down low again, and almost stole it away. Every time he brings it down, he's in danger of losing it. Whenever
a big guy brings the ball to the floor, he negates his great size. A little hug by Hugg and says, I like you, Kenny. I like you. I love you. I'm going to give you a little hug. I'm Hug-a-Bear. I'm going to hug you. Look at this guy. Does he draw attention? He's got 4 guys. He's got 4 guys all around him.
Finally, the foul was on Rodney Crawford as West will step to the free throw line.
He played at Hargrave Military Academy. They had a kid there by the name of Corley Young, who went from high school to the NBA, drafted in the 2nd round, and he cannot be found anymore in an NBA roster. Sad. Should have been in college. Some of the advice they get blows my mind.
West with 5 points. Last year was the first Xavier freshman to start every game. He started all 33. Got them both.
I'll tell you,
6 for David.
Life in the Atlantic 10's not going to be easy. St. Bonaventure going to be outstanding. Dayton, Temple's always tough.
Still a 10-point lead, courtesy of the 3-pointers like that one from Steve Logan.
Only one.
All right, Bill, here it's 27-17. There's a good spot to spend the night watching the basketball game inside the restaurant at Shoemaker Center.
Get some nice food there. Hey, Billy Pito just talking about that win by Villanova. I like Villanova. They're going to create problems. I think they're a real dangerous sleeper team in that Big East, which is going to be a deeper cup. Hey, who's that there?
There he is.
Oh, you must have gave him that. They gave us our hats,
good look. Following Sports Center tonight at midnight, college hoops tonight. Carl Ravitch and Jay Billis will dissect tonight in basketball. Besides all the day's highlights, they'll discuss our game, chat with Steve Lavin, and a look ahead to Arizona and Illinois. College hoops tonight every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on ESPN during the college hoop season. Cincinnati's pretty much controlled this game from the opening tap.
Going a little half-court trap here now. Half-court trap. And swing the ball to the opposite side of the floor.
Davis lost it going up. Xavier comes up with a turnover. No, maybe not. Oh, ball out of bounds. Last touch by McAfee.
There's Mo with a little smile on his face. You know, I mentioned Davis before. Our transfer played for Gene Katie and Bobby Huggins. I mean, you think that kid's heard a little screaming in his time?
Yeah, absolutely. Here he is on the inbound.
What he ought to do is transfer after this year and go play for Bobby Knight. When he gets a job, and he'll have the threesome. I mean, can you believe that threesome?
I heard the general was down at your house this week.
Yes, sir. He was there yesterday visiting.
Logan got another one. Steve Logan, instant offense off the bench.
Told you before, I said the guy's going to be dangerous is sitting on the bench. Mr. Logan.
The lead has gone out to 13 now.
Yeah, Logan really a weapon coming off that bench. Sat the last game, had food poisoning. He can shoot the basketball.
He had 53s last year, averaging about 10 points a game.
Yeah, started off really slow this year. Couldn't make a 3 to start. And then all of a sudden had a big game against Dayton.
That was his breakout. He had 5 threes, part of a 21-point outing against Dayton. And Dayton was ranked 24th at the time, so that helped him out of his slump, and he doesn't look very slumpy tonight.
You know, you mentioned the general coming over yesterday, and we had a great time. Took a tour of Sarasota with his beautiful wife. If you missed the free throw, Karen and my wife. And I can tell you this, I don't think, I'm hearing his name a lot batting around for the UNLV job, and I really don't believe that that's a match for the general. I don't think that he really feels that that's a program that he would really feel where he'd be comfortable. That's just my gut feeling.
Well, Dana Austin is coach out there, and they're going to be taking on the same Cincinnati team in part of a doubleheader we got coming up for you this weekend.
Yeah, they play them on Saturday. Cincinnati goes out to Puerto Rico, plays in the Invitational. Quite a tour they got.
Satterfield had Fry getting his face, or he would have launched another one. And Fry with a rebound.
That was good execution. They just didn't complete the play. Entered it to the post, looked opposite.
Brown on a runner. Not a good shot.
Yeah, Brown had a big game in the first half last year. Put on 9 quick points. Look at that quickness.
Look at the Jets on Satterfield, and he drew a foul.
So many great high school guards come out of New York City. Right now in the Big East, Malik Brown. You talk about Andre Barrett. Satterfield putting a show on, Brad. Gets the shooter's touch. Nice smile on his face. There he is dishing the rock to Stokes. Now we're going to watch right here, Mr. Stokes, high riser.
Satterfield, the leading scorer in the ball game.
He's got the Allen Iverson look tonight. He's got the Allen Iverson more than a look. He's got the Allen Iverson style of play tonight. Putting big points on a board for a point guard.
He showed another gear when he came down on that last break. 32-17.
High school he played at, produced Felipe Lopez, now playing for the Washington Wizards. He's got man-to-man defense.
Xavier's got to find some consistency with their offense.
Well, very difficult. They can't get anything going offensively against this defense. It's disruptive. It's really taking them out of their offensive sets.
Nice hook pass out. Long three goes by Romain Sato.
That's good execution. Used the skip pass against the pressure, the half-court pressure. Sato wide open, and he knocks one down. And that's the part of his game he's got to really develop.
His 18th three of the year, leads the club in that capacity. And at the 5.5-minute mark, cuts the lead back to a dozen. Here goes Satterfield trying to answer him, though. Rims out a three, and West tough rebound.
They got to make a run right here. They got to go on a little spurt, Xavier, to get some momentum going in at halftime.
At least get it to single digits. Fry for three. That'll help.
And then we talk about the three-point shot, how quickly that can change the complexion of a game. You knock down 2 threes.
6-point swing just like that.
Yes, sir.
Satterfield cross-courts it to McElroy. Now Logan way out. And Fry had his hand on the rebound and lost it. He's going to win that back. Satterfield does.
Yeah, Jimmy Burr with the call on the baseline. Good hustle by Fry. Bobby Huggins, I was teasing him before the game. I said, you're so lucky you didn't take the Clippers job. There is no way you would be able to handle all those losses.
What a great inbound play to Stokes. Nobody cut him off. You got to block out, and instead it's a chance for a three-point play.
I tell you, Stokes really playing well. Building from his last game when he had an outstanding performance. Came in as a really solid athlete. Going through the learning stages his rookie year. Was Mr. Basketball when he played high school up in Buffalo. But I was teasing Huck, and I said, Huck, you would have lost more games in a week than you lost in the last 5 years.
That's about right.
Knowing your personality, there's no way you can handle that.
Leonard Stokes, 8-point game so far. He's a guy that can shoot free throws. Has hit 14 of his last 15.
You jinxed it big time, Mr. Nessler. It always happens.
So they blow the chance for the three-point play, but they still lead by 11 with less than 5 to go in the first half.
I just feel you're going to see a run by Xavier. They're just too talented. They've got a lot of experience, a lot of talent, a lot of pride, and I got to believe they're going to go on a little spurt.
Price playing a little one-on-one ball, and Satterfield coming in trying to strip him, as he's done successfully a couple of times tonight. Instead, he picks up the second foul.
Yeah, Price tries to get on isolation, tries to break down the defensive player. Satterfield also looking to create an opportunity for a teammate if he draws help. You talk about dribble penetration. I think Duke does that as well as anybody in America. They got one heck of a Goliath matchup coming up on Wednesday in that Peter Newell Classic. In fact, Oscar Robertson, who's here, is going to be honored with the Peter Newell Achievement Award. Couldn't go to a better guy. You look at the Big O sitting here.
And his daughter with him tonight.
Yes, sir. Classy guy. There's his daughter talking to Big O before the game. And one of my favorites. You talk about favorites. Jerry West, Oscar Robertson. You think about Magic. You think about Bird. Guys that really knew how to play. David Thompson, Bill Bradley. Those are some of my Kareem, Bill Walton. Those are my favorite collegians.
I could coach those guys.
Wow. Wow, what a club that would be.
Here's a steal by Sato, and he just kind of walked into it.
They're going to convert off the steal.
Price, who hit those 2 free throws, going to try 3. Whoa. Sato and Satterfield get hooked up. And Logan, everybody in the mix. And the foul, I think, is going to be on Logan. Logan shoved him.
Here comes Sato now, and here's the bump. Oh, that's the grab by Logan. Oh, man, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to get away with that. Just like we had the game where Haslam tried to get away with one from Florida against Michigan State.
Romain Sato steps up. He spent 1 year in the United States playing high school basketball in Dayton, out of Central African Republic. A raw talent, and boy, they just couldn't be more excited about what the future holds for him.
Great kids. The family really loved him. 26 points, 15 rebounds, an exchange student. They ended up taking him as a legal guard in the Thompson family in April of '99.
Speaks 6 languages. Dick and I are still working on English.
I'm working on one. He came here, couldn't speak any English at all when he arrived. Now speaks English. We talked to him before the game. Beautiful kid. Just a beautiful personality.
Great vertical jump. Good outside shot that'll probably get better, and he's still learning how to play. Here's Logan. Straight up for the 3. Missed it. Sato with a rebound, and the outlet, a good one. Chalmers. His crossover dribble knocked out of bounds by Grove.
Chalmers got that super quickness. Struggling shooting the basketball from the perimeter.
Just under 4 minutes left. First half. Cincinnati at home leading by 8. Cincinnati leading by 8. Under 4 minutes left in the half. Bob Huggins' Bearcats had a lead with seconds to go back 7 years ago. Remember this one? January of '94, but Xavier's Brian Grant forced overtime with a rebound basket. Then the Muskies' Jeff Massey hits a huge 3, and that seals Xavier's overtime victory. And the most notable part of that, forget the handshake.
Wow.
Bob Huggins tells Pete Gillen.
Wow.
82-76 the final.
What a job Peter Gillen's doing with Virginia. We're going to see Virginia against Tennessee. 2 undefeated clubs going to go head-to-head. Full court. Tony Harris, Donald Hand, Chris Williams, Vince Yarbo. Wow, I can't wait. Let's go to the Meadowlands.
And fly on the wall.
I was on a conference call today with the people about that tournament, and the coaches came on after, and I was listening to Jerry Green talk about his club. He's really excited about his team. So they have talent. We got
Harris and those guys. Yarbrough, you mentioned.
Isaiah
got inside, outside, wing side. They got everything. They're going to be somebody to deal with in the SEC this year, and obviously Virginia's laying out notice that they're going to be somebody you have to deal with in the ACC.
There's that trap. Going to reverse the ball. You'll get wide open.
Stokes, great look.
There it is. Reverse the basketball. Bring it away from the trap. Bring the ball away from the trap. Reverse it. Bring it to the other side of the floor, and you usually get good shots.
And a quick foul on Grove on the other end. But that last pass, a laser shot down to the baseline.
There goes the reverse pass, the diagonal, and there's the layup. Good job. Well coached and attacking a half-court trap. Davis
and Stokes are getting some easy ones. Between the two, they've got 5 slams inside. West back to the free throw line where he's hit his last 2.
Showed that highlight of Brian Grant now playing in the NBA for Miami. You think of Tyrone Hill and the job he's doing with the 76ers. They've had a solid program, and Aaron Williams doing a great job now with the Nets. In fact, there must be a battle going on between Kenyon Martin and Aaron Williams, teammates now, with this battle going on.
Brian looked a little different in those days, though.
Yeah,
hairstyle was just a shade different than it is now.
Yeah, he's due, totally different.
West got the second. 7 for David.
Peter Gillen did a great job when he upset in 1990. My memory recalls them beating Alonzo Mourning and Mutombo and Georgetown in the NCAA tournament. It was a big upset.
And they try that trapping double team.
They're getting nothing out of the trap because they're doing a great job moving the basketball.
And a block shot underneath by West. Crawford went up. West knocked that one out of bounds.
Huggins got to be really happy with his club's play defensively. Bob's got to be really excited. Defensively, they've given a great effort tonight.
Satterfield looking for a pick from Davis and backpedals and fires.
Not a good shot. See, I think he's got to work a little bit more on shot selection.
36-27.
Understanding a good shot is the difference in winning and losing so many times, and the difference between a good team and a great team.
Fly turns on Crawford. Didn't get the roll, though. Rebound Satterfield again.
Did a good job defensively, forcing him away from the basket. Satterfield always putting pressure on the defense.
3 off the mark. Comes clean to Cincinnati. Stokes inside. Missed a slam. Here comes Xavier with a 3-on-2. Chalmers will try it himself. Got it back himself. Santo for 3. Yes.
Romain Sato. Remember that name. He'll be a special player in a Xavier uniform.
His second three-pointer has cut the lead down to 6 now. Remember, it was 15 at one point.
They're scrapping in that trap.
A 13-4 run right now for Xavier.
And knocking down a few threes has made that happen.
You said you could feel it coming, and it has. Satterfield on a runner, and he knocks it home.
Kenny Satterfield with a middle-range jump shot. Showing he's got the long-range jumper, the medium-range jumper.
He's got 16.
He's had a big, big first half.
And some bumping down low between West and Davis. And Davis gets a foul.
Gonna watch right now. Reversal of the ball of Romain Sato. There he is, Mr. Basketball. Played at Dayton Christian. Almost went to Ohio State. The Buckeyes, they had a big win over St. John's. Brian Brown, great job from out of Brooklyn, New York. I know he's going to feel like $1 million beating the Red Storm.
West back to the free throw line again.
That's
and
amazing.
He is 4 out of 5 from the stripe.
Xavier only gets 150 tickets here. That's all they get.
That's right.
150. They're all watching that at the dorms, and they're all ready to party if this club can get on fire here. They're within striking distance. They go in under 10 at halftime, especially the way they play. They have not played a good first half, but they're hanging 7 down.
Well, when they played this thing at Cincinnati Gardens, they mixed it up a little bit better as far as ticket allocation. But when it's home and home, it's a tough one. West trying to get an old-fashioned three-point play, and Fry instead gets a bucket.
Fry from the weak side. There he is. Down to 5 right now. Getting interesting.
Sure is, with 1:05 to go in the half.
And it's also taking the crowd out of the game now. They're not as loud and as boisterous.
Only the booing a couple minutes ago is the most noise they've made.
Skip Ross is going to be happy the way his kids have battled back from being 15 down.
Crawford. Not a great shot for Crawford. And the rebound Sato.
I don't know about you, God. I've never seen so many bricks as you're seeing.
Oh, I know. You're right.
I mean, the misses are ugly.
West foul underneath by Davis again. And if that's on Davis, it's nope, they're not going to call it on Davis. They'll call it on Logan. That's his second.
I think Carl and Jay will talk about that on Hoops Tonight. Talk about the fact of, wow, Brick City, USA.
And the Courtyard by Marriott halftime reports got Bill Pito, and Bill will talk some other college hoop scores. The Raptors and the Knicks around the NHL. Sports Center in game. Bill Pito coming up in about 38 seconds.
Hey, Bill, he's got to get out of there and go to the party, too. Right. I mean, come on, Bill, you got to go to the party. He wants Alex Rodriguez money. He said, I'm working overtime. I got to get $26 million a year.
Hey, Bill, get over there and save us some eggnog and send it to us in mail. So West has been living at the free throw line. 4 of 6 there, making his. Sato goes out, and in comes Alvin Brown. David West is 41st straight start in a Xavier uniform.
Just gets better and better, too. He gives him such a strong presence. Doesn't look good.
He's a little tired right now.
Yeah, sorry, didn't look good on that free throw.
Final half minute of the half. 5-point lead, Cincinnati.
I think Atlantic 10 has some really competitive basketball. This year, it's going to be wide open in that conference.
Satterfield pulling his own jersey. Let's see if that means they're pulling his own number.
He's got the license to shoot it. I mean, there's no doubt he's in the comfort zone. He and Logan, this is their team.
I think that meant pull it out. So they go to pretty much a 4 corners. Logan starts to work toward the hoop and tries a 17-footer and got it.
He's got nice touch. He really does. He's got nice touch. Even when he misses, you can see that nice rotation.
McAfee's got a shot at the buzzer. Doesn't go, though. And it's a 7-point Cincinnati halftime lead.
He's got to find his shot. McAfee's got to find a way to be able to be productive for them. He's got to go back to last year when he was getting 15 points a game.
It could have been worse for Xavier. They trailed by as many as 15. They're down 7 at the break. 40-33 our halftime score. Our Courtyard by Marriott halftime report with Bill Pito is next.
All right, Brett. This exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Corona. Relax and enjoy a Corona.
The lights of downtown Cincinnati, Ohio, and inside Shoemaker Center, where our halftime score with Bearcats leading 40-33 at the break. They led by as many as 15 in the first half. Everybody in the holiday spirit here inside the shoe. And we got to join them. And I got to tell you, what do you think? Is that a good look?
Hey, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody.
Santa could shoot better than these guys did in the first half, with the exception of Satterfield and Logan, right?
Yeah, we got a visit from Oscar Robinson. He agreed before we opened our mouth. He said, what's happening to shooting out here? I said, you could step out of your range and make some of those open shots.
He might have had 40 in this one.
Exactly. Hey, if they're going to win this basketball, Xavier, they're going to have to find a way to get McAfee and get Price certainly involved offensively. You look at the numbers right here. A number not showing there is the free throw line. Yeah, look at the free throw line right there. This is big right here. 11 for 20. They got to the line, Xavier, and that kept them in the game. When you look at the ratio versus 3 for 5 for Cincinnati. But the three-point shooting's been horrendous. 5 for 16 and 4 for 14.
Satterfield and David West just had a couple words and a couple big smiles across their face. You know that they see each other not just this one time a year, but in the offseason as well, playing pickup games. We have a foul right out of the blocks.
Yeah, Little right there grabbing West, and certainly looking at it right there from the baseline. Timmy Higgins with the call. I'm going to watch him right here. Now, how are you going to get away with that? You tell me how you literally can get away with that, Jay Billis. Come on, Billy P. And Jay was right talking about the free throws at halftime as well. That's kept Xavier in the basketball games going to that free throw line as often as they have.
That foul on Little with the technical advantage in the first half, too, is his third, and that might be 4 right there.
They attacked him right there, bringing the ball into the post. They're going to bring DJ Grove in. If they're going to be a good basketball team this year, Little's going to have to become a factor on the interior. Not only defensively, but give him some point production. Nice fake. Look at the move. You left something on the floor, Donald. Oh, my God, he left something on the floor. Great head fake by David West.
Boy, and they get Little in complete foul trouble in the first 17 seconds of the second half. West tried to cap the three-point play and does.
Momentum has definitely swung the way of Xavier. You can feel it right now. The crowd is quiet. They got a little more confidence going inside the West.
This is as close as they've been since it was 11-8. Now, the first half.
Remember, they're perimeter oriented. Their wing player, certainly Stokes, Satterfield, and Logan.
Stokes is going to try to stoke one. And he rimmed out, and West has come to play in the second half.
If they could get McAfee and Price to start giving him some production, maybe really, I think, a stronger club.
West got his man in the air and drives this time. Good-looking drive, didn't finish. Bearcats 3 on 2. There's the lead on the wing. And the foul on Sato.
Sato's got some great hops. McElroy trying to explode to the goal. The junior college wing player, very versatile. Now watch Sato rotate over. I'd say he's got great hops, Romaine. Shoots the ball a lot better than I thought. In fact, looking at his numbers are better from three-point line than I even anticipated.
So McElroy will go to the free throw line, where he's only shot 3 free throws so far all year, hit 2 of them.
He's a junior college player. Bobby Huggins has had a lot of success with junior college players over the years. Athletes who can play a multiple positions.
He played every position except center at Tyler Junior College last year.
They got a great high school player coming in next year from Texas, Jason Maxiel. Everybody very high on him. Bob Gibbons rates him in the top 20 in America. Guru of recruiting.
Pull-up jumper, McAfee off the mark. Boy,
he can't buy a shot.
Satterfield get up for that rebound.
McAfee can't buy a shot, Brad. I'll tell you, really struggling all year this year.
And trying to hold his ground on the other end, picks up the foul.
His numbers have really dropped drastically, averaging 7 points a game. Last year he was averaging 15 a game. Not going to watch Satterfield kicking the ball up the court. That is the penetration by Stokes. There's McAfee's trying to step in. Gets called for the block.
I don't know if it has something to do with him playing so many different positions this year. He's played the 1 and the 2 and played some small forward even. But you're right, he's nothing like a year ago so far anyway. In close, second one doesn't go, and West will clear off the miss of Groves.
I tell you, West is a big-time player. I really like his ability.
He works hard on the glass.
And here's a guy that's got great ability. Price, coming off that ankle injury. He's got to give a spark. He and McAfee are the veterans. They're the guys that have been around the block.
Price is probably 80, 90 tops % health-wise. West already got Little in foul trouble in this half. Working now against Grove, the backup. Off the glass and miss. Sato underneath, though, cleans up.
Romain Sato is going to be a heck of a player in that Xavier uniform. He's got a world of potential. He's got things you cannot teach. Got athletic ability, the great vertical jump, the quickness.
They got it down to 3, Dick.
There's that half-court press. Just doing enough to bother him a little bit. Good entry right there, now, to the post.
Grove's second basket of the night.
Yeah, Grove got good inside position against the rotation of the trap.
Fry spins on the baseline and walked with it.
Never Fry upset with that call. Romain Sato, watch number 10. Watch the hops. Watch the great bounce off the floor. There's that great bounce. Good offensive rebound.
So that traveling violation, the 11th turnover of the night against Xavier.
They're going to be a frustrating team all year for Bobby Huggins. They're going to win their share of games, but it's not going to come easy.
Satterfield, the guy that staked the early lead for Cincinnati with his outside shooting.
That's 16.
Logan, nice no look at Davis.
They're starting to bring the ball to the inside a little more. Defense really challenging the perimeter, leaving guys open down on the interior. Great two-man play there by Logan.
Logan just a bulldog out there. I remember liking him last year. And a foul underneath. Going to be on Grove, and that's 3 on him.
You're going to watch penetration. Freeze it right here. See, he's going to penetrate into the gap and then look to drop the ball into this area. There he is penetrating, and there's the quick bounce pass. Defense didn't rotate down. See, Sato broke down there defensively. He's going to rotate over and take that passing lane away.
That's something he'll learn. West, nice spin, but he missed it, and Grove will clear off the rebound.
Well, Grove getting some quality minutes now off the bench for Little.
He's going to have to. He's got 3, though, too. There's Fry with a steal. Fry almost took a 3 from way outside.
He likes shooting that 3.
And Satterfield picks up a cheapie. He's got 3.
Sato so well liked by his teammates. Really great attitude. It's so great to see a kid come in with a big-time reputation and be accepted by all his peers. So many times they get blown out of proportion and it's so difficult. They sulk and pout when things don't go their way. That's what I love what Tommy Izzo did with Michigan State. He made those 2 freshmen earn their playing time, Taylor and Randolph.
What a rebound.
Big time.
Price fouled as he went back up with it.
They got some athletes. I'll tell you, you can see why they were projected to win the Atlantic 10. I mean, they got some athletes. They're just not getting point production from guys they normally count on, guys like Price and McAfee.
Tell you what, the depth of Cincinnati, Dick's going to be tested here because now
foul trouble.
Little's got 4. Satterfield, Logan, and Grove all have 3.
Well, a guy, if he gets 4, see, they're really in trouble with Satterfield gets the 4th.
There's Little on the bench for 4, and Price has all his points from the free throw line. McElroy comes out rather. Stokes comes in.
You always feel it's a matter of time before McAfee knocks down the 3 or 2. I mean,
somebody's got to. Law of average is going to catch up with him pretty soon. Price got them both.
Good offensive rebound by Price. Produces the deuce right there.
High-point game.
He's got to watch out. He'll see call for a charge. 3 fouls on him. That's big. Keep in tune with that.
Satterfield working the baseline. Around a pick. Almost had an opening.
Trying to come off the curl move.
Here's Grove. Nice move in the lane. Fry to rebound.
Good rebound. Fry went laterally to get that rebound.
Kicks outside. Outside jumper won't go, and the rebound off to Stokes. Here comes Logan on the run. Nice look to Davis. Davis is fouled. And that might be on Fry, I believe.
Logan's got good point guard skills as well as ability to shoot the basketball. He and Satterfield really like combo guards. They can play either slot.
Logan last year was point guard sometimes, 2 guard other times, sometimes came off the bench. Very much what he's doing again this year. And they like that spark that he brings them off the bench. They think they're a better team when he doesn't start.
Bobby Huggins always likes to have guys that can come off the bench, give him instant offense. He believes in that. It's been part of his system. Some of the guys I like right now doing that are Ron Slade down at Tennessee. Matt Bonner we've seen in Florida give him great point production. Johnny Selby down there with Connecticut. Luke Walton doing a great job. Reed Olson told me today, he said, really doing a great job for us off the bench.
Jamal Davis. This is the free throw.
Played at Purdue. Purdue had that great win over Arizona. And then they were really blitzed big time by Virginia. That's why I know Virginia's really good.
Jamal involved in that car accident back in '97. Terrible car accident. Was on a respirator for several days. Had a broken tailbone, a punctured lung, a bruised heart, you name it.
Yep.
And he's had to battle back just to be able to play basketball. Missed both free throws. Here's McAfee. I thought he was going to take that three you were talking about, Dick.
Yeah, he's got to knock one down and get some confidence. Came out of Saginaw, Buena Vista High School. Produced Mark Macon, who played at Temple.
Shot clock hasn't been much of a factor, but it is at 9 right now. He'll take the long-range jumper. Got it.
Answer. There it is. We said about time. It's going to happen. That should give him some confidence. That should be a big, big lift. They got it down to a deuce, baby. They got it down to a deuce. Nothing like the trifecta to get you back in the game.
5 minutes into the second half, as Dick said. It's just 2. 45-43.
They're the Bearcat fans. The kids need them now. Now you got to respond in a positive way.
Nice play by Butler. Defensively knocks it out of bounds.
They're all quiet. Look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them. They got the hats on, but they're all quiet. Look at Mo. Mo says, just need a little time, baby. I need a little time.
That's the reason they're quiet.
Yes, sir.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Castaway, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Tom Hanks. December 22nd, only in theaters.
Our camera's outside Shoemaker Center on Johnny Bench Field, the baseball facility here at the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I was looking for my guy, Marty Brenneman. I don't see him in the house. He's in the Hall of Fame now. He doesn't show up here. Marty, where are you? Marty Brenneman. I wanted to see Marty cook some baseball.
I know Marty can get a ticket. One of the few guys in town that can pull a ticket to this game. The tickets were going for some big money here in town today, and a lot of people have done a lot of strange things to get in this game. Last year, they had a pizza delivery man come in. He wasn't really a pizza delivery man, but he was dressed that way, and he got to stay the whole game.
Wow, that's a heck of a deal.
He brought pizzas with him, so I guess it was worth it.
See, Marty doesn't have to do that. He's in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have to worry about delivering pizzas. They deliver pizzas to him.
Chalmers running the point now for Xavier.
He's got quickness. You just got to get him to shoot the ball a little better. They know he's capable. Sat last year out, a red shirt, freshman.
Price in low. Tough shot.
Lloyd Price down inside.
Ties it up.
You're right. Tough shot there.
He just muscled that thing.
You and I were talking during the break about the momentum. Certainly has swung Xavier's way. They got to find a way, Cincinnati, to quiet this little run down.
Remember, the Muskies were down 15 in the first half. Whoa, that was a tough foul. Butler hammers Satterfield.
I think Butler's got some body. He nearly broke my hand when I shook his hand before the game. He is big and strong. Take a look at the pass right here. Good entry. Excellent pass to the baseline hand. I mean, that's a special art, feeding the post. Pearl Washington did that brilliantly at Syracuse.
Kelly Satterfield. This is a free throw.
Spoke to Jimmy Boeheim today, and he told me to say hello to you. And he's really all excited about his team. His team is really playing well, have not been beaten yet. And the Big East is really going to be deep this year. I mean, nobody talks about teams like West Virginia, Pittsburgh, and Boston College, and they've had good pre-conference runs. In fact, West Virginia lost a heartbreaker 79-78 to Tennessee.
Satterfield got one or two. That gives Cincinnati a 1-point lead. But as Dick said, the momentum shift has gone the Musketeers' way. Outside jumper goes, and that's Chalmers. We just talked about his shooting ability. If he lets fly, and he's given him the lead back.
No. If Chalmers and McAfee can start making shots, Xavier's going to just elevate its game big time. They got beat by Princeton because they couldn't make shots, and also that Princeton did a phenomenal job. John Thompson III coaching there and controlling the entire tempo of the game. There's Chalmers now with the little jump shot, the medium-range jumper.
The lead for Xavier is the first since early in the ball game when they led by a couple.
Shooting the basketball really hides deficiencies.
Logan misses as he falls away, and Price the rebound. Xavier looking to add to the lead.
They got athletes over there, every position.
And a foul by drive, Davis.
They're doing a great job of entering the ball to the post. Really great passing.
A fired-up band of Musketeers, and with due reason. They have come from way back in the first half to trail by only 7 at halftime, and now have taken the lead 47-46, 7 minutes into this second half.
Well, with about 5 minutes to go and a half, I had said to you, I thought I could just feel a run was going to happen by Xavier. You could see a certain bounce to the game. One of the reasons they were struggling was because they weren't making shots, not because they weren't executing. And they're getting to the free throw line. I mean, Jay talked about that at halftime as well. They're getting to the line, getting many opportunities there. And you just really put a club in a whole lot of trouble if you can get to that line and convert.
Davis, the fourth player now in foul trouble. Of 3 fouls or more, and West got them both.
I really like David West. You talk about an improved player. You talk about a physical presence on the inside with great moves around the basket.
Xavier up now by 3, their biggest lead of the night.
I tell you, they're jumping on their campus right now. The students are going bananas. They can't get in here, but they're all ready to celebrate. I mean, they don't have to go far to go back home if they can take home this W. Would be their 4th and 5th year.
You and I can jog that far.
Wow, 4th and 5 years would be incredible over a program like Cincinnati.
Long way to go, though. 13 minutes left.
Long way to go. Trust me.
Backcourt pressure again from the Muskies. Now it's Cincinnati that's looking for offense. A few minutes ago we were saying, where is it going to come from for Xavier? And all of a sudden they found it and Cincinnati's lost it.
Well, Logan's a guy that's got to produce for him too now. Get some opportunities and some shots. They're going to get him some looks at the goal.
Stokes takes it all the way off the glass.
He's been really good for them. Had a big game against Dayton, scoring 16. Had a big game against Oakland.
Fry almost walked with it. Missed a 3. Satterfield a rebound.
There's a little spark right now. If they score here, this house will erupt.
Satterfield fouled. En route to the hoop.
Tell you one thing, Bobby Huggins knows how to win.
Reminder coming up, Sports Center following our game. John Anderson and Rich Eisen will have some NBA news. The Raptors seeking revenge against the Knicks. Baseball meeting still going on. They'll have all the action from around the rinks in the NHL. And who made the Pro Bowl in the National Football League? That's all coming up on Sports Center.
My guy Keyshawn didn't make it down in Tampa Land. Didn't make it this year. Hey, I'll tell you this. No one will get this right. If I ask you the winningest programs in Division I over the last 4 years, no one out there will get this right. No one will know number 1. I know I didn't know it. I can tell you that. I'm going to get that on my website. I'm going to challenge people on my website with that. You ready for this? The number 1 program in the last 4 years, College of Charleston. John Quest won 85% of the game. Number 2, Kansas over the last 4 years, 82%. And right behind Kansas, Cincinnati at 3, Kentucky at 4, and Utah at 5.
You'd have had me on that one, partner.
Oh, yeah, but had a lot of people. College of Charleston.
Bearcats back in front by 1 now.
And the crowd gets live.
West trying to square up on Grove, and Grove cuts him off at the pass. Chalmers for 3. Big shot. Rims out. Stokes with a rebound.
Inside, outside. Now you see a little spark, a little strut in Cincinnati's players. They're going to hold right outside here. Good call by Larry Lembo.
Foul on Chalmers.
Yes, sir. Tried to get away. Well, this guy knows how to win. His dad knew how to win. His brother was a good player at Rice. Harry. His brother Larry played with Clark Kellogg and Herb Williams at Ohio State. Bobby went down to West Virginia.
You know, Oscar Robertson said something interesting to us at halftime. He came over, tapped us on the shoulder, and said, you know, if you can't shoot, you got to run. Cincinnati has been shooting very well, but they've been picking up the pace again here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and he's got the right idea.
This guy knows a lot about basketball. Look at those. I tell you, first time I ever laid eyes on a Madison Square Garden, but he lit it up for 56 against Seton Hall, my alma mater. 56. Outscored the entire Seton Hall team.
The triple-doubles with him were a daily routine.
Well, he averaged a triple-double for a season in the NBA. Averaged a triple-double.
51-49. Bearcats by a deuce. We've got 12-10 left.
They're going to stop the momentum now that Cincinnati has by getting a deuce.
West was open. McAfee didn't spot him.
Yeah, you got to look inside to the big guy. Get him some touches and create some inside-outside if he's not able to score.
Price pulls it back out. Looking for a pick.
They try to break you down with dribble penetration.
Fry on the baseline. with an offensive foul.
Yeah, out of control. Kevin Fry a little bit out of control out there on the baseline. It's okay to be tenacious. It's okay to be aggressive, but you got to play upstairs with good basketball IQ as well.
11:49 to go. Fry trying to take it to the hole. They'll take it the other way with the offensive foul. It's a Bearcats by 2. 11:49 to go in this one. Let's take you back 4 seasons ago, though. Cincinnati ranked number 1 in the country. But James Posey's basket off an inbound tied the game. Then, after a Bearcat turnover right there, Xavier's Lenny Brown is the man of the hour and the night. Won it in dramatic fashion on a 15-foot flyer. And 71-69 was the final. Xavier wins on this floor. Well, tonight they...
6 years, 3 times to the NCAA tournament, twice to the NIT. This year, this club, their goal is NCAA. This would be a big, big win for them.
Last year they went 21-12. Were second in the Western Division of the Atlantic 10.
I thought they were one of the clubs really on a bubble. When you talk about some teams getting it over them, they had that big win over Cincinnati.
3 on the shot clock. Satterfield's got to launch it. Got the front of the rim, though, and Grove trying to battle for the rebound and does a good enough job to keep possession in a fresh shot clock.
Cincinnati, you mentioned Cincinnati right now. 92, they had Van Exel, and you talk about James Posey, their teammates down here at Denver.
They're not going to practice all the time.
I know. What's going on down there? It's unbelievable. Good spacing, spread the court. Try to eliminate, getting a little zoning right now. A little zone, a little matchup zone by Xavier.
Satterfield, nice elevation.
He gets that shot off so quick, got right into the gap and seam with that matchup zone. Kenny Satterfield with a big basket.
22 for Kenny.
This could be a good one, baby. Don't leave us now. This is some rival.
4-point game.
What a shootout. The Skyline shootout.
McAfee got Satterfield in the air. He Sato for 3. Wait a minute. Basket went. No basket, though. Foul inside before the shot. I didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah, Jimmy Burr's got a call on the interior.
Foul is going to be on Stokes.
You're going to watch them reverse the ball. Kenny Satterfield splits the defense. And
watch how high he gets.
He pulls up. He gets a good arc, that rainbow little jumper.
What a heck of a game. Started off 3 of 4 from outside the arc in the opening moments of the game at 16 points at halftime.
He's averaging 18 a game. He's the catalyst. He's the engine for Bobby Huggins. Huggins says, come on back here. Come back here. I got to tell you something else. Come on back here. And he grabs it.
Here's another word of wisdom to take with you.
Yeah.
And Price missed a free throw.
Can you get me some more like you, Kenny, from out of New York City? Help me out.
4-point game. Cincinnati's got it back. The lead in the ball as we approach the midway point of the second half. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale and our ESPN crew. The Crosstown Shootout, 68 gathering of these two teams dating back to the 20s.
And it's special. The enthusiasm, the spirit in the entire city. Everybody really gets so into it. Media covering it. Michael Perry and Neil Schmidt, all kinds of articles.
Got to get a shot away. Crawford just got it away before the shot clock expired. And now Grove, I think, is going to pick up another cheap one, and that is going to be 4 on him. And he came in for Little because Little had 4.
And then putting him on the free throw line. As a look at Little on a sideline, knows that he'd rather be on a court instead of being an assistant coach, but got himself in foul trouble. 2
big guys in foul trouble. We'll see some good big guys coming up this weekend. Saturday, Arizona and Illinois getting together. And Dick and I will be there for 2 of the top 6 teams in the country. We'll get things going at noon Eastern, 11 Central Time from United Center.
Dave Willis will be joining us down here, too, if he can get in there with the snow and ice, but that's going to be special. You're seeing 2 of the heavyweights when you watch Arizona and Illinois.
West got the last time that Illinois and Arizona got together, the Maui Invitational. Illinois was way down, came storming back, and Arizona held on to win by 3.
Look at those 2 point guards really went after each other. 27 for Frankie Williams, 25 for Jason Gardner. Corey Bradford's got to find that jumper. He found it late against Seton Hall, hitting 2 threes after going 0 for 8. They'll need his big 3. But we got to go in here, baby, to Queen City. It's rocking. We got the best seat in the house. Interest City.
Halfway through the second half, and it's a 2-point ball game.
2 different style of players. The schools are different and unique in terms of a private school, public school.
Logan backpedals and fire. He's gotten away with that one tonight earlier, and they keep it alive. Here's Satterfield on a fly. Goaltending.
No doubt about that, baby. That's definitely goaltending.
Shows the hops of Sato, doesn't it?
He got great hops, but not really good play. Whenever you're going to bother the basketball in that area, you're counting that one. That's showtime, but that doesn't help your team right there. That might not have went in.
We'll never know.
Yep, Romaine, he's a leaper. He's got that great bounce on his waist. They better get a deuce. This is a big possession for them right now. They're starting to lose a little of that spark that they have. I say you got to go inside. You got to get the big guy to basketball. West.
Working hard as well. Price, a lot of dribbling and not much else, and he comes up with a foul.
And one thing you can't do against Cincinnati and against good basketball teams, good timeout by Skip Prosser, is reverse your dribble. As soon as you turn your back to reverse, somebody rotates over and gives help.
And David West just came over to Price and said, man, I worked all that time, and you didn't even look. You spent all your time dribbling and ended up with an offensive foul.
Frustration. They're playing for bragging rights. Xavier, they want a little touch, and they know all the national acclaim goes to Cincinnati.
Foul trouble. There's a lot of it in the ball game, and there's some of Xavier's troubles. And they may not even have it as bad as Cincinnati does. The man of the night's been Kenny Satterfield. Opened up in the first half by knocking down the threes. Got his teammates involved with some big assists, some steals, and has worked about every inch of the court so far tonight, including a goaltending call against Sato a little while ago that's given Kenny now 24 points.
He's also running around the court giving a lot of hugs. 24 tonight, averaging 18. He was giving Logan a hug. He says, come on, man, we got to go back with a W. We can't let these guys run around the streets here with another W over us.
9 minutes left.
Staying in that zone. 2-3 matchup. Dangerous player against that zone is number 22 right here. He can shoot the basketball if he gets in the gap. And they get a little dribble penetration on a Satterfield and a kick out.
Here's Stokes for three. Look at Satterfield go up for the rebound. He didn't get it, but he deflected it to his teammate Davis, who knocks it home.
That's a hustle deuce for Kenny Satterfield. You're right, Brad. He created that opportunity for Davis. It's been the Kenny Satterfield show.
Bearcats up 6. Now West does have it, and he's double teamed. And he's fouled.
See, as soon as you're double teamed, you got to recognize the double team and find the open man. I mean, I'm a dummy, but if 2 are against 1, there's got to be somebody open. That means there's 5 against 4. I mean, look at him. Keeps the ball alive, keeps it active, and there's the little jumper by Davis. Created again by the hustle of Kenny Satterfield. One of New York's finest.
While Davis got the shot on one end, he got the foul on the other, and there's the foul trouble right now for Cincinnati.
The big one there is Satterfield. They got to make sure Satterfield doesn't get the 4. He's doing some talking now with Price. Now he runs over to Coach Huggins. He and Coach Huggins have a lot of conferences. Look at them, a lot of talking here. They're always talking. He loves them. That's my guy, Kenny Satterfield. I hope he doesn't leave next year. I still think there's a lot of parts of his game he's still going to work on as well.
Preston's been living at the free throw line, and he got them both.
They got to go inside to him a little bit more where he gets the ball deep on a low block.
He's got 17 points now.
And they rotate out of the zone.
Good look inside. Partially blocked shot. Nice defense by Xavier. Here's the outlet to McAfee. 2-on-1. Leaves it for West.
Oh, he nonchalanted it. He didn't go in strong enough. He didn't go in strong enough. He didn't know it was there.
They'll try it outside instead. And West gets another chance, at least with a rebound.
He's a big-time player. I'll tell you, I really like that big fella. But see, he went in a little lackadaisical because he didn't think anybody was there.
Skip Prosser is right in Larry Lembo's ear saying, where was the foul on that drive? They didn't get the call, but they got the ball back with 20 on the shot clock and 7:45 to play. Almost a steal by Leonard Stokes.
Look at Skip Prosser. Did a great job at Loyola, Maryland. Took them to the NCAA tournament in 1 year. Came back when Peter Gillen left here. He was an assistant here under Peter Gillen. He's a fighter.
7:42 left. Cincinnati trying to grab the advantage. Kenny Satterfield is helping the cause. He's led the way. Xavier within 4. Dick, I thought it was going to be closer on that last break.
Yeah, should have been. Here's a little transition basketball. We're going to watch a 2-on-1 break, and we're going to show you how you want to attack in a 2-on-1 situation. Freeze it right here. See, right here, you want to stay wider than the lane to make this guy have a tough time playing either one. Now we're going to watch right here as there's the catch. See, a little hesitation. He doesn't know anybody's coming from the weak side rather than just go up and lay that baby down. He was surprised. It wasn't that he wasn't hustling. He was surprised from the offside.
They go back into him, and he drew a foul on the baseline.
There's been a little contact there. There's no doubt Skip Prosser was right on target.
So that, another foul on Davis.
They're going to that foul line. That's been where they've been really hanging tough.
Davis, Little, and Grove all have 4. Those are the big guys for Cincinnati.
Yeah, David West, he's saying, I want to take them all out. Bring them all out here. As long as they don't have Kenyon here.
That's
the
right.
human eraser. I don't want to see Kenyon. Keep him over in New Jersey.
See Grove waiting to get back in, and West back to the free throw line. He's made a living there tonight. He's got 7 straight in this half, and he's 11 out of 14 from the strike.
You got to admire and respect kids that come in, don't have the big-time reputation, and just earn and earn playing time, win the respect of their teammates. So many guys forget where they started. They come in with a big-time reputation, and they get a little lazy. They don't work on their game. They don't stay after it. They don't get hungry.
Perfect for the big guy this half now from the line.
That's a big plus when you got a big guy that can go there and stroke that free throw.
Oh, he's got it working right now.
Yes, he does. He got
19.
That touch. We got a good one, partner.
Yes, we do.
It's been a little ugly, some of the shooting, but it's intense, it's emotional, it's exciting, and there's a lot at stake. Bragging rights here in a clean city.
Must be our clean living, Dick, because we've had close games in every one we've done. Here's a steal by Price. Chance to tie for the Musketeers. And they do.
That's great execution in transition. Perfect bounce pass. Filling the lane exceptionally well, just like you're running your break drills, when you run your transition game drills.
7 to go and tied at 57. In the paint, block shot by Price. Back-to-back defensive gems by Price.
Bring it back out. You want a quality shot.
Sauter got 2 men in the air. A little strong off the glass. There's the cleanup by West.
I'd get a timeout if I were Bobby Huggins. I think he needs a TO, baby. I think Hug needs a TO.
He says, get it in the front court and we'll call it.
I think he needs a TO, baby. The Bearcats need a little TO. No, he's going to let him play.
He's yelling timeout. Finally gets it.
Got to get that timeout. Got to stop this momentum.
So Price comes up with 2 defensive gems. First, just plain swipe the ball on 1 possession right there.
There he is, picks his pocket. Look at the head up. Nice bounce pass. Nice little bounce pass.
And then the next time down, it was a block shot that led to West underneath for the lead.
David West really starting to take charge on the interior. Romain Sato ran the break exceptionally well with that 45-degree angle.
Xavier just won't go away, will they? And West has done most of the damage for them offensively. A lot of it from the free throw line, but he's had some nice post moves down low, too.
Yeah, her name's not Jerry, but it's West. Whenever I hear Oscar, I think of Jerry West. They seem synonymous. Head fake. Lays it on the glass. He's become a major factor on the inside, I'll tell you.
It just seemed like for a while there, they had run out of gas, that they used all their energy just to get back in the game, and now they got another spurt going on.
Yeah, they got some good athletes. They really have athletes at every position. The key with them is making shots. When they're making shots, they're a dangerous basketball team. They're going to be the hunt all year in Atlantic 10.
Well, Cincinnati now needs some offense.
Ooh, I heard Dave Wilson talk about tonight, 14-28 out of Wisconsin. On the road, beating Temple, lost 6 in a row.
Ooh, not a good shot selection there by Satterfield, even though he's been the man all night. He was off balance, and now here comes Xavier the other way. Satterfield for 3. Big shot.
Great decision right there by McAfee, finding Sato, who's a 40% shooter. That's a big-time trifecta.
And that's the biggest lead of the night in the game for Xavier. They're up by 5. And now it is danger zone time for Cincinnati with less than 6 to go.
Sato's got to work on his defense, but he's got certain skills that you can't teach. He should be a good defender with his quickness.
Logan for 3. Rimmed out, Pry the rebound.
You live by that perimeter shot. You can go down with that perimeter shot, and they live by that with Satterfield and Logan and Stokes. They are so limited on the inside. This is a whole different complexion when you look at the Cincinnati team, the teams they've had in the past with their physical presence on the inside.
Tonight, all they have on the inside is foul trouble. Try. Missed a hook shot. Crawford again on the deck to get the rebound, and possession arrow to go to Cincinnati.
I'll tell you one thing. Crawford earns that. They deserve the right to have it. This kid's diving, and every time he's in the game, he's on the floor. He's getting skin burns. Well, take a look at the break right here. We're going to see them filling the lane, running right to the three-point line. That's part of their transition game. Spot up, shoot the three. He's got beautiful form. Great release. Central African Republic, only here 22 months. Lives with the Thompson family, who legally and now is guardian. As of April of '99, learned how to speak English. Came here, not speak English. I got a great article on it. Beautiful young man.
5 minutes, 5 seconds left. 62-57. Logan, every shot's big, and that one didn't go either.
I'll tell you, if Logan and Satterfield stop missing, Brad, it could be a long, long night for the Bearcat fans. It could be their 4th loss to Xavier in 5 years.
McAfee. Battle for the rebound, won by whom? It's going to be Xavier Ball. Sports Center, 4:44 away. John Anderson and Rich Eisen will be along. Of all the NBA, NHL highlights, look at the All-Pro team going to Hawaii in the NFL.
Anderson and Eisen, I wonder who's the point guard and who's the shooter. I know over here, I'm the shooter, you're the point guard, you're handling the rock, man. I'm just the co-pilot for the ride. This is a big possession right here. They need to stop Cincinnati. Oh, they need to stop.
Double team on West.
See the
Kicks out. McAfee's wide open, though, with a double team. Oh, what a rebound by Sato. He lost the handle.
Romain Sato, he's just a leaper.
Nice hustle to get back by McAfee to knock that ball out of bounds. It's an easy bucket.
And there's that quickness. Good defensive transition. Quickness by McAfee with the deflection. They're quick at almost every position on the floor. I look at the Atlanta 10. I'm going to tell you, they're going to be in a contention all year long if they just get their guys like Chalmers and McAfee to start making some shots.
Satterfield on the inbound, then trying to come around a pick. They wanted to free him up off the inbound pass. Little, who just checked in, threw it away. Price, another defensive play.
Nice change of direction. Give it up.
The no-look to West, and that's it for Little.
What a great look. What a great look by Price. Price doing a great job on a defensive end. Donald Little has had a night he'd like to forget tonight.
Donald has played very little.
He's from out of Augusta, Georgia. Good friends with Mr. Avery from Duke. Also, Ricky Moore from Connecticut from out there. Good.
How about the defense by Price just in the last 3 minutes?
Yeah, he's put a great defensive show on. His deflections, his steals, and then he's done a great job when he's come from the defensive end and given the ball up.
Fouls out with no points. And the shadow of Kenyon Martin's pretty big around here. And it just got bigger tonight for Donald Little.
Well, Bobby Huggins told me before the game, sat in his locker room with him. He said, we're really limited on the inside. Our inexperience there really is a problem I'm concerned about.
But Little had been scoring over 10 points a game and about 8 rebounds a game. And tonight he couldn't do either because of the foul situation.
Look at a no-look pass. We're going to see a little Oscar Robertson kind of pass. Look at the big O. Look at the freezer right here. See, right here. Look at it. He's looking over here, but he's going to throw it over here. How do you do that? See that? He looks one way, throws another. Wow.
And here's David West at the free throw line.
Oh, and his beautiful daughter.
West has still got it going on.
You know the human interest story, and it's an unbelievable story, heartwarming, where Oscar gave his kidney for his girl. That is not the daughter, though. It's one of his girls. You know what I love about Oscar? He made a transition to the real world. So many athletes have a difficult time once they strip the uniform off. He's become a corporate executive, just a great businessman as well. Handles himself with class.
West has hit 11 straight free throws in the second half.
Well, the free throw line has been the difference big time, and West converting certainly has been major.
Seven-point lead. Cincinnati's got to have a score this trip. They'll try a three and got it.
I was just going to simply say, I would match up on Logan and on the perimeter people and not allow guys like Satterfield, Logan, or Stokes to shoot. Let them try to beat you to the inside.
Now the fans are back in Cincinnati's court.
That three gets you back in the game quickly.
Big-time defense now, too big-time. Crawford picks up the foul.
Yeah, can't get away with that. Not with Jimmy Burr staring at you. You know, you talk about Conference USA. We talked about the Atlantic 10. Charlotte certainly outstanding in that league. I really believe Bobby Lutz's club is going to be outstanding all year. Southern Mississippi and South Florida. They're coming on strong, South Florida now. Had a big win over Texas. Lost a tough game in New York to Fordham, who's been really a surprise. Bob Hill doing a great job with Fordham.
Kevin Crosstown held scoreless in the second half, and he still is. He had 14 in the first half.
And last year, he was brilliant down the stretch. In the last 3 minutes, scored 6 points.
Well, the free throw shooting has been brilliant this half for Xavier until that miss. That's only the second missed free throw in this half, and he follows it up by hitting the second. 15 points for Fry. Xavier's lead is 5 with 3:29 to play.
A lot of emotion, a lot of emotion.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Hewlett-Packard, inventing new ways to live and work.
Well, Sports Center is next. John and Rich are standing by. It's about 3.5 minutes from now, barring overtime. 65-60 is our score. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale back with you. You know, if you go to the line like you do before so many games and you can connect like this free throw wise, you got a chance to win.
Well, you know, you talk about when you talk a free throw line, you look at David West. He's made as many as Cincinnati's attempted. He's 15 for 19. They've had 15. On the other side, 36, 25 for 36. So if you get to the line, those charity stripe points, they add up. Plus, they put you in all kinds of foul trouble as well. So they serve a dual purpose. And that's been really the difference here tonight.
Outside jumper goes again for Davis. Cincinnati not going away.
A medium range jump shot. Oh, they're not going to quit. I'll tell you that. You don't wear a Cincinnati uniform, play for Bobby Huggins and quit.
Double team on the baseline. West is in trouble. Got a timeout called. Good job defensively with a trap in the corner.
As Price is running over right now to West. He said, when they double you up, I'm wide open.
65-62. Very similar score to the last time these two teams got together. Cincinnati undefeated and ranked number 1. Xavier had a halftime lead. Looked like the Bearcats would stay there. They went up with 6 minutes left.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, the guns of Kenyon. Xavier regrouped, though. Kevin Fry had a lay-in coming in right there, and that sealed the upset. That's the picture that was on the front of the Enquirer the next morning. Cincinnati dropped from the number 1 ranking, and the headline was number 1 in the country, number 2 in the city.
Well, I'll tell you this. Cincinnati, I came in, I did the game against Xavier. They got beat. I did the game with Brett Musburger against Temple at home. They were number 1 again. They got beat.
Why did they invite you back?
I don't know. I did the game for Xavier when they played Temple in a big game 2 years ago. Xavier won. I did the game last year. Xavier
I tell you
won.
what, if Xavier wins this one, you're going out a different door than I am.
If Xavier wins this one, Xavier's going to adopt me and want me to do all of the games. There's that inside-outside action.
Sauer trying to leave it for Fry.
Offensive foul. Yes, sir. He's flying in the air. Good call by Timmy Higgins. Let me tell you a quick story about Timmy Higgins. He made a bad call against St. John's against Kentucky in the St. John's game. Showed so much class. He called up Tubby Smith and said, I really, really blew one, and I want you to know that, and I'm sorry for it. And Tubby said it was really the first time that's ever happened to him. And ref called him up and admit he blew a call late in the game.
We got 3 good refs out here tonight, that's for
sure. Yes, sir.
Satterfield, he's going to have to reignite offensively if Cincinnati's going to have a chance to win this thing, I think.
Yeah, there's no question. Logan and Satterfield are going to have to make big plays down the stretch.
7 on the shot clock. Logan trying to go to work. Here's Stokes.
Got it! He's very capable. He's parted out. Trifecta on the perimeter when you talk Stokes, Satterfield, and Logan.
Stokes ties it at 65 with a 3.
They're going to a half-court trap. They're trying to trap out of this.
2 minutes left. There's Satterfield on the steal. Goodbye.
Yes, sir. That's the win. Get a TO now. Get a timeout, Skip. Get a timeout, Mr. Clausen. Run it up. Satterfield with great anticipation. anticipation, makes the steal out of the trap.
5 straight points for Cincinnati. They lead by a deuce. We're down to 140. Trapping defense.
Big possession right here.
Xavier trying to quiet the maniacal crowd. Sato will try to do it. Rim down at 3. Rebound Cincinnati.
Well, they love seeing David West 25 feet from the goal with the ball in his hand.
Satterfield kicks on the baseline. Crawford with a left-hand offensive foul.
Jimmy Barr with the call. Up in the air. The charge. They got to go inside to David West. They got nobody to play West on the interior. Instead of him drifting out to the wing, Romain Sato picked up that charge. They're going to take a rough look. Sato coming over. There he is. He's in good position. Offensive player up in the air. There's the charge. The official right on it. Jimmy Barr.
And Romain comes up with blood on his hands, and he'll come out.
This a major game right now for Cincinnati. Playing at home, you've lost 3 out of 4 years to Xavier. I mean, this is major as you look at the numbers of Sato. It's a game they have to win for a sense of pride.
Here's Stokes stoking it outside.
Yeah, wide open. I can't understand how he can be uncontested. I mean, he's such a threat. And then we're going to see Satterfield roll over into the lane. There's the good anticipation, the strip. And now he's going to take it to the goal. A little one-handed. Hey, you don't want to take a chance blowing that. A little mustard. Get out the hot dog, baby. A little mustard on that one.
See the smile. That gives him the lead by 2.
You got not smile yet. There's a lot of time on that clock.
I said earlier that SportsCenter would be along, barring overtime. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, you and I had an overtime the other day.
Well, Tuesday, who knows? Maybe we'll have 2 overtimes. The Jimmy V Classic presented by Ernst & Young. Dick and I will be in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tennessee takes on Virginia. And Michigan State and Seton Hall. And in between, you'll hear Jim Valvano's 1993 ESPY speech. If you've never heard that, or maybe some of the younger family members at home haven't heard it, that alone would be worth tuning in for. Not to mention 4 great basketball teams. We look forward to it on Tuesday night. Hope you'll join us there.
Seton Hall came back from 17 down. As you look at the reset right here, the timeout situation and the foul. Both clubs in a bonus. Yesterday they were down 17 against Penn, who's 0-7. And I'll make this prediction. They're 0-7. Remember, I'm telling you this.
Right.
They will be in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
They will win the Ivy League, Fran Duffy's club. They will win the Ivy. I can't wait to see Eddie Griffin. Wow, is he something else, that type of guy.
You're doing kind of the Jim Fossil guarantee there for Penn, and you're not even coaching them.
I'm telling you, 0-7 will be the come on. Let's get back to this one. Now, right now, David West has got to go inside, and they got to get him some touches. They're going to try to trap.
First, they got to get it to him. But right now, the Cincinnati guards don't even let him get an entry pass. He's got to come out to get it.
You see, now he's got to slide inside, and nobody can handle him inside. They're going to get it into West.
Fry on a fading 15-footer. Not the shot they're looking for, I can guarantee you that. But there's a foul underneath on Cincinnati.
They're not even looking on the interior to West, who they haven't been able to handle. He's 15 for 19 on the free throw line. He's fouled everybody out of the game, and he's getting no touches down the low block.
McElroy's the guy that picked up the foul and is going to send Lloyd Price to the free throw line, where he tonight is 4 out of 7.
Looks like
again, Lloyd not 100%, but he has really played great defense in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, he really has given him a spark coming back from that ankle injury.
Oop, and he missed the free throw.
Big, really big. That's been their key tonight. Making free throws, and that's a big, big miss. Jimmy Barr having a little huddle with Kenny Satterfield.
I don't know what that's about exactly.
He's hugging him. No, he's hugging him. I said, just play ball. No talking.
Got the second one. So Lloyd got 1 of 2. 1-point game, less than a minute to play.
See, right now you got to pressure. Don't let Satterfield get the basketball. He creates things. They got Stokes on the perimeter.
The only 2 people sitting in this building are Dick and I.
Yeah, right. Everybody else standing up. Nerve-wracking time. It's Maillock's time. You better believe that Maillock's get it out for Bobby Huggins. It's turning on that stomach.
Logan handle it against Price. Better watch out. He comes up with another one. Price on the steal and the layup.
He has done an unbelievable job defensively. The veteran has responded in a positive way.
One-point game, and now Xavier back in front. Timeout, Cincinnati.
They don't want to foul way out there. Romain Sato almost got a silly foul.
Lloyd Price has played defense Like nobody I've seen in the last 10 minutes in the second half. He's been phenomenal. The steals, watch the quick hands.
I mean, he's got quicker hands than a pickpocket guy in Times Square. I mean, look at him picking that puck. And then to have the ability to convert that. That was a tough play, Brad. That was a tough play. Lloyd Price. Wasn't there a singer years ago, Lloyd Price? There was a singer, had a big-time hit.
You come up with that hit, and we'll give you some extra money for that.
I can't remember, but it's a big-time singer. Look at the coaches all huddling right now.
Sports Center following our game. You'll probably see some highlights from this game, the way things have gone. Well, you're down to 27.1 seconds, and you know you've got your main guys still out there, your main scorers, and that's what Cincinnati's got to rely on.
Well, Cincinnati certainly wants to put the ball in the hands of Kenny Satterfield, then to create an opportunity for himself, or for maybe Stokes, or for Logan, and then send some people to the offensive boards. Right now, Skip Prosser, he's in here talking a little bit about how we got to play tough on the perimeter and give some help if there's any penetration.
So let's see who Cincinnati puts out there on the floor. It's pretty much going to be who left the floor, I'm sure. And Stokes, and Davis, and Logan, and Satterfield.
Possession arrow goes to Xavier if there's a tie-up. What a great play by Price. I mean, there's an example of what a defensive effort can do for a team. And he's given them a tremendous spark here in the second half defensively. But that conversion off that steal was not an easy play.
Not at all.
I mean, he was really acrobatic. Let's look at Skip Prosser.
And another timeout taken by Cincinnati on top of the one they just took. They take a 20. And so Xavier will run back over to huddle around their coach, and Cincinnati will stay huddled around Bob Huggins.
Yeah, they took a double 30, actually. You can do that. And they're in that huddle right now. You've got to believe a lot of strategy, a lot of nerve-wracking time. There it is. He knows they got to make a defensive stop. 1-4 all-time at Shoemaker. The bottom line is they have not been able to. Those Shoemaker psychos, baby. I'll tell you this. The one thing they want to do is learn how to win on the road, and they need a big lift by getting a W here, Xavier. On the other side, Cincinnati needs a win just to get some pride in the city. I mean, they don't want to lose 4 out of 5 to this club.
So on the floor for Cincinnati, it's Davis and Logan, Satterfield, Stokes, and Crawford. And here's Kenny Satterfield.
There's a lot of quickness. McAfee against Satterfield right now. Going head-to-head. He's going to try to use the screen.
Satterfield got a pick. Goes up in the air. And the rebound off to Xavier. Now they need a foul. Logan fouls immediately with 12.4 on McElroy.
You don't know how close it came to almost. It didn't happen, but almost some interference up there on that rim. They were so close to possibly having a little bit of an interference call. Now look at Satterfield. He was determined to go one-on-one. Now the ball's going to hang up on the rim. That's going to play. Ooh, very close. Drive. I tell you, what a great job by McAfee challenging him. Had to get over the top of the screen up on top.
Dick McAfee hasn't shot a free throw tonight, and he's only 9 of 17 on the season.
Yeah, 53% for the season. Wow.
Not exactly the guy you want at the strike. Even if he hits this one, Cincinnati can win if they score.
And there's plenty of time. Look at the free throw line. Look at the differential on that line. 26 for 39 versus 8 for 15.
Two-time captain Maurice McAfee got the second.
Good pressure. See, you want to put pressure now to take some time off the clock. You don't want to foul back here, but you want them to have to work to bring the ball up the court.
Cincinnati, 12.4 seconds, takes a timeout.
Remember, the clock doesn't start until the ball is touched on the floor.
Bob Huggins has had 3 timeouts in the last 10 seconds.
Why don't he go grab Oscar? Give him the ball and clear out, and I guarantee he'll knock a 3.
Say, oh, I need some offense.
Come on, you got any more eligibility, go help him out. Right now, you want to put some pressure full court. You want to take some time off the clock. Obviously, Cincinnati, once again, to get it into the quick hands of Satterfield and utilize his penetration and maybe get a spot up 3 from either Stokes or from Logan.
Is Sports Center 12 seconds away or not? We'll find out. On the inbound, it's going to be Fry and West Price, McAfee, and Sato on the floor for Xavier. Same guys come back out, and minus the headbands.
Yeah, minus the headband. You and I in the Georgia Tech-Kentucky game went down to the 1 second, and Sean Fine hit that little jump shot.
I don't know if Kenny Satterfield thought they wouldn't recognize him without his headband on. He's dumped his, and so has Leonard Stokes.
Well, they think they're a little quicker now. They probably feel they're quicker. So let me get that off my head. I'm a little quicker right now.
And now a timeout taken by Xavier after they saw who was coming out and what the set was going to be.
They got to go in a matchup right now. Bottom line for Cincinnati is they got to get that guy Little to start to produce on the inside. He really worked hard all summer. He's got some good potential. And I know Bobby Huggins and his staff will work on him, and he'll become a contributor because they need him on the interior.
Scoring in this one, Satterfield has 26. Stokes has 16. And Jamal Davis has 10. That's the majority of the scoring for Cincinnati. And in the second half, the two hottest hands have been Stokes and Satterfield. Logan has been held scoreless, but that doesn't mean he's not capable of a big shot.
He is definitely capable of a big shot. He's capable of hitting that three if Satterfield can penetrate and get him the basketball.
Everybody out of timeout, so here we go. This is your ball game.
Here it is, baby. So much at stake. They're all standing up watching on TV down at the campus.
A 2 ties and 3 wins. It's Satterfield against McAfee. Here they come. Final 8 seconds. Satterfield looks like he's going to take it.
You don't want to foul.
He looks up. Drives for the tie. Missed it. Xavier's won again.
Xavier, 4 out of 5 years, Brad Nessler. 4 out of 5 years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You talk about bragging rights in the city. I know this hurts for Bobby Huggins. He congratulates. Good sportsmanship right there. But the bottom line is the Xavier kids' experience and getting to that free throw line.
Got there and converted. And then at the very end, there was one last chance. Satterfield, they tried to clear out for him. The defense came out to meet him. We'll get another look at the last 12 and a half seconds, Dick.
Yeah, see here, they challenged him to take some time off the clock. He was determined that he was going to shoot the ball. I mean, he was not even looking. Now he's going to get a screen up on top. He's going to try to penetrate in the lane. He's going to try to go for the tie. There he is, a little leaner in the lane.
Just not enough on him. And Xavier, for the 4th time in 5 years, wins it. 69-67
wow.
on the final score. That's going to do it. Sports Center's coming up next. For Dick Vitale, I'm Brad Nessler. This has been a presentation.
And it lived up to its billing.
As usual, I'll tell you what, remember last spring, UC guard Kenny Satterfield was mulling over whether or not to follow DeMar Johnson to the NBA. Well, Sat stayed, and tonight played in his second Skyline Chili Crosstown shootout. It was a game he, his teammates, and UC and Xavier fans nationwide won't soon forget. With that, we go live to the Shoemaker Center and Catherine Nero, who was courtside. Catherine?
Well, Denny, people have asked me all week, who is going to win this game, which team? And I always say you cannot pick a winner in games that are filled with this much emotion. Tonight was exactly like that. An outstanding game with an even more outstanding ending. Let's take a look at the highlights from earlier today. They came in and they packed the house to see the Bearcats get back at Xavier after last year's loss in the shootout. They were happy early. Kenny Satterfield accounted for the first 9 points, all threes. He finished with 36. Leonard Stokes adds to the cause. Look at the air he gets under that one. Nice slam. You see up 3. Skip's not happy with the predicament. Neither is he thrilled about this. But back came the Muskies. Steve Logan's 3 here gives the Bearcats a 13-point lead. They were up 15, but here they are. Romain Sato had 7 first-half points. Muskies down only 7 at the half. Second-half momentum went X's way. Lionel Chalmers drains the bucket. Xavier takes its first lead since early on with a 47-46 lead. UC gets it back, but Sato all but ends it with that 3. But UC would retake this lead. And with less than a minute to go, Lloyd Price steals, and he takes it to the hole, clinching it for UC. Kenny Satterfield has one last chance. His last second shot is no good. Xavier wins the 2000 Crosstown Shootout 69-67. They are doing their post-game press conference right now in the media room just beyond us here. We'll have highlights for you from that coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Live at the Shoemaker Center, I'm Catherine Nero. Danny, back to you.
Thank you very much, Catherine. UC now heads out to play UNL.
Tonight, the Muskies tried to pull off another upset at the Shoe. Kenny Satterfield was low maintenance and high octane. He scored the first 11 points for the Bearcats that included 3 of these. And he found the open man here inside to Steve Logan, who then finds Leonard Stokes, and the rest is his story. Skip, who never lets him see him sweat. We knew he had a solid inside advantage, said Prosser, and he proved it here. David West, that lit Huggins' fuse, down by 15. Xavier, though, fighting back. to a 7-point halftime deficit after Romain Sato hit this. Xavier continued to chip away at UC's lead. Second half now. The steal by Lloyd Price, and when freshman Romain Sato nailed that, the game is tied. On UC's next possession, another turnover leads to this. Sato works the lane, the miss, but the follow-up by West, and Xavier has the lead. Under a minute to go now. UC by 1. But look, it's Price again with the steal and the streak in the bucket, and Xavier had a lead of a point itself. UC in the final seconds, down by 2, a chance to tie with this, but look what happens. Satterfield takes it to the hoop, never gets a good look, and X is all over the rebound. 69-67 Xavier for the second year in a row. Xavier wins the Crosstown Shootout. We'll get to the post-game news conference in just a second. Nobody at the podium yet. Let's move on now to the big story with the Bengals. It's another
through the air for the jam. It's UC 13-10. Stokes then with the steal, and you guessed it, another slam. It's UC by 4. But the Muskies answer. Mo McAfee finds David West all alone underneath. Bam, it's 17-15 UC. Cats go on a 13-2 run. Steve Logan bombs a pair of threes. Cats are ahead, 30-17. And Stokes finds Jamal Davis down low for the jam. That makes it 36-26 UC. But X battles back with a 13-4 run. Freshman Romain Sato hits from the corner. The margin is down to 6. However, Logan puts the exclamation on the first half with the turnaround fadeaway. UC 40-33 at the break. Early second half, Little leaves with his 4th foul. But Davis plays strong. Gets the jam. It's UC 45-38. But here comes X. Lloyd Chalmers with the jumper gives the Muskies the lead, 47-48. A couple of heavyweights back and forth. Satterfield sparks UC's 7-0 run. Floater in the lane. Bearcats up 53-49. Satterfield had 26 points. David West comes to play tonight. Gets the rebound and the putback. Xavier 59-57. Now for UC's comeback. Stokes for 3. This ties it 65-all. And with less than 2 minutes to go, Satterfield makes the steal, takes it in for the layup. UC's on top, 67-65. 32 seconds to play. Price picks Logan's pocket and makes the tough shot. Now X is up, 68-67. Comes down to the final seconds. X leads by 2. Satterfield gets the last shot. It's short. Muskies win their 3rd straight shootout. 4 of the last 5, 69-67.
It's a huge rivalry here in the city. You have to be here, I think, to experience it, and